Hey y'all, coming to you from Big Oak Garage this morning, and I'm super excited. RideTech has sent me new suspension for the Mustang, and that's switching it over. It's not just putting new struts and shocks on it, but it's switching it over to coilover. So in this video, we're doing the rear shock exchange. Let's go in and see how it's done.
Alright, so the rear coilovers, there's a little bit of assembly. It's real simple. I've installed a lot of different coilovers on a lot of different cars, and the RideTech coilovers are the easiest to assemble, period. So it's real simple. You take a Torx number 10 and just take the adjustment knob, screw out of the top, take the nut off, and then pull this assembly off here, and then go ahead and pull that off. They send you all the hardware. So this is the retainer for the top part of the coilover. Slide it down. So there's a groove. There's a groove here, and you just slide it, and boom, that's in place. So we go ahead and take the top, put it on, slide this back in place, and then you can go ahead and put this back together the way you took it apart. There's no reason in putting the adjuster back on, because you're going to have to take this back apart once you install it, so you can just leave that the way it is. Put that up. They send you these Delrin things, and what they do is they go in between the spring and your top plate and your bottom plate, which allows it for, you know, when you're adjusting your ride height a little bit, it just makes it a whole lot easier. And then you just slide the spring on. You got another Delrin piece, and then you just put the cap on it, and there you go. It's assembled.
How cool is that?
Simple. I've got it jacked up, supported by jack stands, rear wheel off. So basically what you do is you pull the factory shock out, the factory spring out, and the factory bump stop out. And when you get all that out, it's pretty much, you bolt the new RideTech Coilover, which we've already got pre-assembled sitting on the bench over there, bolted into the factory location. It sends you a mounting bracket for the rear that will bolt to the rear end, and then the coilover will bolt to their bracket.
All right, so these relocation brackets, they'll line up, obviously, your bolt holes here, and this is where your new coilover is going to bolt. But if you'll notice, they're angled a certain way, and they are designed that way so that they are side specific. So you want to make sure before you go to and try to drive them in there and put them in place that you have the correct side.
There is a little bit of cutting you have to do, and it's actually right here is where it is. So the coilover is going to be sitting here, and what you're doing is you're just clearancing for that coilover a little bit. So here's your panhard bar and your bump stop. So it's right below your bump stop on the top side of your panhard bar bracket. Is you'll just take a little notch out of this right here to make room for the coilover.
All right, so anytime you grind an area or make room like we did here for clearancing for the coilover, you always want to put some paint back over it to keep anything from rusting anytime you expose bare metal. That's all we're going to do here. We use POR 15, which is a rust preventative, but it'll stick to anything.
Shove it up in there. Go for it. Well, that's nice there.
Well, it looks really good, brother. Did it install okay?
Man, it was pretty easy. I mean, jack stands went exactly by the directions, and It basically fell into place.
No problem. Yeah, there was just 2 bolts basically.
Yeah, I mean, it was it was scary how easy it was.
Right.
For the difference, the handling and the ride is over what was in here, and the time it took is, I don't know of anything you could do that changes a vehicle that much for that little work.
It's a good bang for the buck,
Big
as
time.
they say.
Big time.
Cool, and it looks awesome, man. So a big shout out to Big Oak Garage and RideTech. Thanks so much, guys. I'm looking forward to putting some miles on it. So there you go, from Big Oak Garage, we switched it over from springs and shocks to coilovers. How cool is that? Car should handle a whole lot better. Big shout out to RideTech. Fellas, I appreciate all your help in getting that put up underneath there for me and sending me some good parts. And again, guys, there's been a series done on the front where we put the struts in, and now here's the series on the back doing the shocks, and we'll have one more coming to you for set and ride height. Hope you all have enjoyed it. See ya!